Open your eyes. Can't you see me?
I'm cool, you dig? It's like, in today's times, businesses are changing. And a successful man has got to change with the times. You dig what I'm saying? It's number one rule of thumb to be successful in business. So what can I do for you?
You think you know me?
Franchise storefronts all over the country.
Once I wondered.
This is great.
Now I know.
Give me a cup of coffee. Ethiopian blend. I'm on my way.
You have no.
My name is Tim Colceri. I'm an actor, a teacher, a writer, a director. I'm here to talk about my life with you here at In Our Media.
Sweet, wow.
But I was like that before I became an actor. I was the type of guy that would go into a party and make people laugh. I remember I got tired of doing it, so one day I went to a party and I was like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit back and watch. The party was so boring. I go, you got to get up, get the party going, you know. It's not happening here.
Pump a chair or something.
Pump a chair. Here you Tim's here! Pumping a chair again.
Have you ever thought about expanding?
I went from being in the Marine Corps to, the United States Marines to being a flight attendant back when, let's see, there were 500 flight attendants in Dallas, 400 of them were women, 100 of them were men, 17 of us were straight. Guarantee you, they weren't looking for a few good men when they hired me. I looked over my right and the guy was going, we have 2 doors each in the aircraft and a window exits over each one. The safety information card is located in the seat pocket in front of you. Coke 7-Up is like a pillow. I made sure they didn't think I was like that. I walked in front of the aircraft and I went, all right, good. We got 2 doors each in the aircraft and window exits over each wing. Coke 7-Up, you want a pillow? Well, I had to go for an audition one time to be an astronaut. And they wanted me to walk by the camera like an astronaut. Now I walk by the camera for Imodium AD and you have diarrhea. Can you imagine those outtakes? Bring the Cambodian if we're out of Ethiopian.
Cambodian on the way!
You're gonna love the Cambodian too. It's a little less potent.
Right, Cambodian!
Bring something. I sent a tape to Stanley Kubrick in 1982, and I forgot about the tape. And 3 years later, they called me up and gave me the best role in the film as the drill instructor. Then they gave the role to the technical advisor and gave me another great role. But that's where I got it. I get a phone call from Warner Brothers, Louis Blau, and it went like this. Hello, Tim, this is Louis Blau, president of Warner Brothers. Tim, I have a tremendous amount of faith in Stanley Kubrick. Tim, Stanley Kubrick has a tremendous amount of faith in Tim Colceri. I took the phone and went, Stanley Kubrick has a tremendous amount of faith in me! Hey, but Zippo, what? No. I give you the word, you fall in the yellow footprints, pan the deck over there. With 1 foot on one footprint, your other foot on the other footprint. Your left and your left and your right and your right. And they come in pairs, ladies. Yes, sir. Like him, Lisa, love me, Lisa, fucking me, and motherfucker, you do not want to fuck with me. All right, so I said all that and I threw the tape out. I go down, he says, you got an 8-week guaranteed contract. An 8-week guaranteed contract in Stanley Kubrick film is unheard of for a no-name. You're about to receive your first Marine Corps recruit haircut. You'll be shaved completely bald. If you have a mole, a bump, a scar, anything else protruding from your head, and by protruding, I mean anything else sticking up out of your head, the minute you sit in that chair, stop. So what? It's the minute you sit down in that chair. And I went, I thought, God, it was going so good there, you know. So I went over to the chair, and I just started beating the chair. Oh yeah, I beat the chair for a long time. I went, you're about to receive your first Marine Corps recruit haircut. You'll be shaved completely bald. If you have a mole, a bump, a scar, anything else protruding from your head, and by protruding, I mean anything else sticking up out of your head, the minute you sit down in that chair, place your finger in whatever's on your head and let the barber know what I say, sir, Rabbit has a mole on his head. And he goes, you got more energy than Kirk Douglas. And he did with Tim and Spartacus and Paths of Glory. I thought, is that a compliment? Or, you know, I do have a lot of energy, but is Kirk Douglas and me the same type of energy? So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden they hand me this styrofoam thing and open it up and it had cheese and crackers and a little red bottle of wine and a little glass. And I'm looking at Stanley in his backyard and looking at the helicopter and I'm drinking this. I said, nobody will ever believe He's different. He's a filmmaker. I'm good with actors. And I thought about my character telling a joke when I told my lines. Have you seen Full Metal Jacket?
Yes.
Remember when I'm doing the laughing? He gets on the set and goes, Tim, don't laugh like that anymore. Give me an everyday killer smile. So I walked around the helicopter going, everyday killer smile, huh? Does he think I know what that is? Does he think I'm a real killer? He got a real drill instructor. Does he think I'm a real killer? So I walked up and I go, do you think I'm a real killer? Like that. And he goes, Tim, just shoot the weapon and don't worry about it. So I got up there and I knew the place that was a terrain looked like Vietnam. So I looked at the camera and I went like this. Like, I want to talk. And I started doing the killer smile thing I thought he wanted. I jumped off the helicopter. I put Moran on. Stanley, I'm almost 99% sure I get what you want. And Stanley looked at the assistant and the assistant went, and he set the thing up and he goes, this angle's still off. Good, Tim. This angle, I want you to change it. Good, Tim. Go up and do it 13 more times just like that. So I went up and did it 13 more times just like that, without laughing. A year went by. The movie came out in the trailer and people were calling me, Tim, you're in the trailer. I go, I'm in the trailer? Cool. Warner Brothers calls me. Tim, we showed the film last night to 300 Vietnam vets in London. Stanley had a hell of a time putting your laughs back in. When we showed that film last night, every person came out and said the realest guy in the film was the door gunner.
What was that?
Oh, that's the new mannequins. They just arrived.
So anyway, a thing called Leprechaun in Space.
Oh, yes, you mentioned it. No, because if you were, then I was. Because I just saw it like over the holidays.
Oh, you did?
And I was like, because I didn't know they went that far. The Leprechaun series.
Yeah,
So I was like,
four.
Leprechaun 4 in space. And like here we are, like someone's getting like hit, like their face gets
Turns into
flattened by like this like
Yeah.
trash can lid or something.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
true.
hilarious.
It is funny.
Because there was The Last Eve.
Yeah.
And then there was also the documentary about him coming to Hollywood.
Yeah, he's good at what he does, and he deserves a guy who has a lot of passion. I love putting myself with people that have passion for what they do. Young is an excellent person behind the camera. And I learned from him and he learns from me, but he's been coming to my acting class for 3 or 4 years watching me teach. Look at them.
Honey, don't be lifting. Hey, I'll help you with that. You get back to don't be lifting anything.
I started going to these Babylon 5 sci-fis and signing autographs, and I went to one Comic-Con down in San Diego, and somebody found out, because it's close to the Marine Corps, somebody recognized me as the door gunner, and next thing I know I had all these Marines running around, and I had to get pictures for them.
It just keeps following you.
The Marine thing, yeah, that thing, it doesn't stop. But, I think it's something, like I said, that when I'm long gone, that movie will still go on and play. While I was doing Babylon 5, I had a message when I got home saying, Dad's in the hospital, he's not going to make it through tonight. And I had to be on the set the next day where I was the captain of the Prometheus, so I was the only actor, really. So the 50 other people were not being in work, and I was under contract. So I went to the director and I said, look, if I'm not the same, I'll honor my contract, but I got to get on a plane. My father's not doing well. And it was interesting. I finally got to see my dad the next day. He recognized me, and 6 days later, he passed. If you could have dinner with anybody, living or dead right now, who would you have dinner with? I said, my dad. The day my dad died, I went into an audition, and they asked me that same question. And I said, and he just passed away. And I had to go back and bury him. And, being an outgoing person, my whole family thought that I was going to be the guy to stand up and talk. And I refused to, because I felt I wasn't going to do it.